Chemistry paper. Paper 2 multiple choice extended 062022 October November 2021. Let us start with first question. An experiment is set up as shown. There is a tube which has cotton wool soaked in ammonia on left hand side and cotton wool soaked in hydrochloric acid on right hand side. So after several minutes, white ring of ammonium chloride appears as shown in the figure. Which statement explains the observation after several minutes? Here diffusion of gases will take place. Since ring is more towards right side, so we can say ammonia has diffused faster. And why it has diffused faster? Because it has lower molecular mass. So correct answer is option A. Ammonia gas diffuses faster than hydrogen chloride gas because its molecules have lower molecular mass. Second question. A student put exactly 25 centimeter cube of dilute hydrochloric acid into a conical flask. The student added 2.5 gram of solid sodium carbonate and measured the change in temperature of the mixture. Which apparatus does the student need to use? Student has to measure exactly 25 centimeter cube of dilute HCl. So volume can be measured accurately with pipette. Mass 2.5 gram can be weighed by balance and change in temperature can be measured by thermometer. So correct option here is option C, that is balance, pipette and thermometer. Third question. A student separates sugar from pieces of broken glass by dissolving the sugar in water and filtering off the broken glass. What is the filtrate? Since sugar is dissolved in water, so filtrate will contain sugar solution and broken glass will remain on the filter paper in the funnel. So here option D, sugar solution, is the correct answer. Question 4. How many protons, neutrons and electrons are there in one atom of the isotope 2713 aluminium? We know 13 is its atomic number, which represents number of protons, and number of electrons will also be 13 and number of neutrons will be mass number 27 minus 13, that is 14. Option B is the correct answer. 13 proton, 13 electrons and 14 neutrons. Question number 5. Which description of brass is correct? Alloy, compound, element and non-metal. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. So correct answer is option A, alloy. Sixth question. Some properties of diamond are shown. Which properties are also shown by silicon 4 oxide? First property, it is very hard. Yes, both are very hard. Every atom forms 4 bonds. Atoms involved here will be carbon of diamond, silicon and oxygen of silicon 4 oxide. Carbon forms 4 bonds, silicon forms 4 bonds, but oxygen does not form 4 bonds. So statement 2, every atom forms 4 bonds, is incorrect. Third statement, it does not conduct electricity, it's a correct statement. So correct answer is option C, 1 and 3. Question 7. Which statement describes the attractive forces between molecules? We have to describe forces between molecules. So option A, they are strong covalent bonds, is incorrect. And option B, which says there are strong ionic bonds between molecules, that is also incorrect. Option C is they are weak forces formed between covalently bonded molecules, is the correct option. D option is also wrong because it says weak forces which hold ions together in a lattice, is also incorrect. Correct answer is option C. They are weak forces formed between covalently bonded molecules. Eighth question. Which substance is described as a macromolecule? Option B, graphite, is the correct answer here. It has macromolecular structure. Ammonia, iron and sodium chloride do not have a macromolecular structure. Question 9. The equation for reaction of sodium with water is shown. What is volume of hydrogen gas measured at RTP produced when 18.4 grams of sodium reacts with excess water? Let us first convert 18.4 grams sodium to moles by dividing it by 23, which is atomic weight of sodium. So 18.4 divided by 23 gives us 0.8 mole. Let us multiply it by 24 to change it into dm3. We can see from the equation two volumes of sodium produce one volume of hydrogen. So volume of hydrogen will be half that of sodium, that is 19.2 divided by 2. That comes to 9.6 dm cube. So volume of hydrogen produced will be 9.6 dm cube, that is option A is the correct answer. 10th question. Iron can be electroplated with zinc to make it resistant to corrosion. Which row about electroplating iron with zinc is correct? Here iron article is to be plated, so it should be made cathode, and the metal to be plated should be made anode. So we have to choose from option C and D. But electrolyte should contain ions of the metal to be plated. So option D is the correct answer because it has electrolyte zinc nitrate. That is, zinc is the metal which has to be plated. Question 11. Chlorine reacts with ethane to produce chloroethane and hydrogen chloride. Reaction is exothermic. Energies are shown in the table. What is the energy change for the reaction? On reactant side we have 6 carbon and hydrogen single covalent bonds, 1 carbon carbon covalent bond, 1 chlorine chlorine covalent bond, and on product side we have 5 carbon hydrogen single covalent bonds, carbon carbon single covalent bond 1 chlorine carbon covalent bond, and 1 hydrogen chlorine covalent bond. Let us cancel 5 carbon hydrogen single covalent bonds from both sides. 1 carbon carbon covalent bond also we can cancel. So we have on reactant side 1 carbon hydrogen and 1 chlorine chlorine bond. On product side we have 1 carbon and chlorine and 1 hydrogen and chlorine bond. So if we substitute values of bond energies of these, we have 410 plus 240 equals to 650 and 340 plus 430 770. Energy change for the reaction will be 650 minus 770, that is minus 120 kilojoules per mole. Correct answer of the question is B, minus 120 kilojoule per mole. Question number 12. Chlorine gas is bubbled into aqueous potassium iodide. What is the ionic equation for the reaction that takes place? Here chlorine is a gas, so it is a molecule, and potassium iodide is in aqueous solution, so ions will be formed. After reaction, potassium chloride and iodine are formed. So iodine will be molecule and chloride ions will be in aqueous solution. So option C is the correct answer. Let's do question 13. Concentrated aqueous sodium chloride is electrolysed. Which equation represents the reaction at cathode? Since concentrated aqueous solution is being electrolysed, hydrogen gas will be formed at cathode. So correct equation to represent reaction at cathode is option C, which shows formation of hydrogen gas. 14th question. Which statements about hydrogen are correct? First, when hydrogen is burned, heat energy is released. It's a correct statement. When hydrogen is used in a fuel cell, electrical energy is generated. That is also correct statement. When hydrogen is used as a fuel, water is the only product. Again correct statement. So option A is the correct answer. All three statements 1, 2 and 3 are correct. 15th question. Solid X is heated strongly. The color of solid changes from blue to white. What is solid X? Hydrated copper 2 sulfate is blue in color, which on heating turns to anhydrous copper sulfate, which is white in color. So correct answer is C, hydrated copper 2 sulfate. 16th question. Iron 2 chloride solution reacts with chlorine gas. The equation is as shown. Which statement about this reaction are correct? Fe plus 2 ions are reduced to Fe3 plus ions. That is not correct. They are oxidized to Fe3 plus ions. Chlorine gas acts as a reducing agent. No, it is acting as a oxidizing agent. Fe plus 2 ions each lose an electron. Yes, they lose electron and become Fe plus 3. Chlorine molecules are reduced to chloride ions. Yes, from chlorine they have become chloride ions, so they are reduced. So correct answer is option D. 3 and 4 statement are correct. 17th question. Which statements about acids and bases are correct? An acid reacts with a metal to give off hydrogen. It's a correct statement. A base reacts with ammonium salt to give off ammonia. This is also correct statement. An acid reacts with carbonate to give off carbon dioxide is also correct statement. Alkaline solutions are orange in methyl orange is a wrong statement. Alkaline solutions are yellow in methyl orange. So correct option is A. 1, 2 and 3 statements are correct statements. 18th question. Oxide 1 is a solid that reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid. Option C and D are out since NO2 and SO2 are gases. So we have to choose between A and B. Second statement is oxide 2 is a gas that reacts with sodium hydroxide solution. Since it is given oxide 2 is a gas, so we will choose B as the correct answer, as MgO is solid and NO2 is gas. So correct answer B, MgO solid and NO2 gas. Question 19. Which reaction is a photochemical reaction? That means it occurs in presence of sunlight. Substitution of methane with chlorine is a photochemical reaction. So option D is the correct answer. Question number 20. The equation represents a reaction at equilibrium. M and N represent balancing numbers for reactants and products respectively. We have equation: a high temperature increases the concentration of Q, a high pressure increases the concentration of Q. Which statement about the reaction is correct? Since high temperature increases the concentration of Q, means forward reaction is endothermic. So we have to choose between option C and D. Now here also it is given that high pressure increases concentration of Q. That means number of molecules on the product side is less and reactant side is more. That means M is greater than N. Correct answer is option C. The forward reaction is endothermic and M is greater than N. Question 21. A period of periodic table is shown. The letters are not their chemical symbols. Which statement is correct? Statement A. Element R does not conduct electricity. It is a wrong statement because left side of the periodic table has metals which conduct electricity. Statement B. Elements R and Y react together to form an ionic compound. Yes, group 7 and group 1 elements, that is halogens and alkali metals, react to form ionic compounds. Element Z exists as a diatomic molecule. Elements on the extreme right side of the periodic table are noble gases. So statement C, element exists as a diatomic molecule, is wrong statement because they do not exist as diatomic but they are monoatomic. Statement D, element Z reacts with element T. They do not react, they are inert gas elements. So statement D is also incorrect. Correct statement here is B, elements R and Y react to form an ionic compound. Question 22. All metal nitrates are soluble in water. All metal chlorides are soluble except silver and lead. All metal carbonates are insoluble except sodium and potassium. Which aqueous solutions produce precipitate when mixed together? Let us first see which compounds will be formed. Silver nitrate and sodium carbonate will react to form silver carbonate and sodium nitrate. Silver nitrate and sodium chloride will form sodium nitrate and silver chloride. Barium nitrate and potassium chloride will form barium chloride and potassium nitrate. So here it is given that all nitrates are soluble in water and we want insoluble. Precipitate means insoluble. So we will first strike off nitrate. Statement about metal chlorides is that all are soluble except silver and lead. So silver chloride formed in the second equation will not be soluble, that is it will be a precipitate. But barium chloride in third equation will be soluble. So third equation does not have any precipitate. Second one has that of silver chloride and silver carbonate. All metal carbonates are insoluble except sodium and potassium carbonate. So silver carbonate will also be insoluble. So correct answer is option A, 1 and 2 only. When these aqueous solutions are mixed, precipitate is formed, that of silver carbonate in first one and silver chloride in second one. Question 23. Which row describes properties of transition elements? Three properties are given. We have to choose correct properties for transition elements. Transition elements are colored compounds. They have high density. They have variable oxidation states. So correct answer is option A. Let us do question number 24. The noble gases are in group 8 of the periodic table. Which statement explains why noble gases are unreactive? Statement A. They all have 8 electrons in their outer shells. No, not all of them have 8 electrons. Helium has 2 electrons in the outermost shell. So statement A is incorrect. They all have full outer shells. Yes, they all have full outer shells. That is the reason for noble gases being unreactive. So statement B is correct answer. C, they are all gases. Yes, they are gases, but that is not the reason they are unreactive. They are all monoatomic. Yes, they are monoatomic, but that is not the reason why they are unreactive. So correct answer here is option B. They all have full outer shells. That is the reason which makes them unreactive. Question 25. Which statement is correct for all metals? Statement A. They conduct electricity when molten. It's a true statement. B. They gain electrons when they form ions. It's a wrong statement because metals lose electrons when they form ions. C. They have low density. Incorrect again. They have high density. D. They have low melting point. Again incorrect statement. They generally have high melting points. So here option A is the correct answer. They conduct electricity when molten. Question 26. Carbon dioxide is produced during extraction of aluminium from bauxite. Which statement describes how this carbon dioxide is made? Statement A. Carbon monoxide reduces aluminium oxide forming carbon dioxide and aluminium. This is a wrong statement. B. Carbon is burned in blast furnace to release heat energy. Again a wrong statement. C. Oxygen is made in the process, reacts with carbon electrode. This is a correct statement. D. The ore of aluminium undergoes thermal decomposition. Wrong statement. Option C is the correct answer. Oxygen made in the process reacts with carbon electrode. Question 27. Aluminium objects do not need protection from corrosion. Iron objects must be protected from corrosion. Which statement explains why aluminium resists corrosion? Correct answer here is option C. Aluminium has protective oxide layer. Question 28. Which statements explain why zinc is used to protect iron from rusting? Statement 1. Zinc is more reactive than iron is a correct statement. And fourth statement, zinc acts as a sacrificial metal, that is also correct. So correct answer here is option B. 1 and 4 statements explain why zinc is used to protect iron from rusting. 29th question. Which conditions are used in the Haber's process? Temperature of 450 degrees Celsius and pressure of 200 atmosphere are the conditions used in Haber's process. Option C is the correct answer. 30th question. Which process does not produce a greenhouse gas? Acid rain on limestone buildings produces carbon dioxide. Combustion of wood also produces carbon dioxide. Digestion in cows produces methane. Zinc reacting with sulfuric acid does not produce a greenhouse gas. So correct answer is D. Zinc reacting with sulfuric acid does not produce greenhouse gases like methane or carbon dioxide. Question number 31. Which reaction involving sulfur dioxide is correct? Statement A. It is produced during extraction of zinc from zinc blende. It is a correct statement. It reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid to form oleum. No. Sulfur trioxide reacts with sulfuric acid to form oleum. Statement C. It reacts with sulfur to form sulfur trioxide. Again wrong statement. Sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen to form sulfur trioxide. Statement D. It turns acidified solution of potassium magnate purple. No, it turns acidified potassium permanganate colorless. So correct statement is A. It is produced during extraction of zinc from zinc blende. Question number 32. Lime, that is calcium oxide, is used to treat wastewater from factory. Which substance is removed by the lime? Lime is alkaline, so it will remove acid. So option D is the correct answer, sulfuric acid. Question 33. What is the structure of ester formed from ethanoic acid and propanol? When ethanoic acid and propanol react, ester propyl ethanoate is formed and water molecule is removed. It has ester linkage C double bond O single bond O. Option D is the correct answer here. Question 34. Fuel X produces carbon dioxide and water when it is burned in air. So does fuel Y. What could X and Y be? So we are given X and Y both produce carbon dioxide and water. Carbon when burnt in air will not produce water. Hydrogen burnt in air will not produce carbon dioxide. So correct option here will be D, methane and octane. They will burn in air to produce carbon dioxide and water. Question 35. The structures of four organic molecules are shown. How many different homologous series are represented by these molecules? First on the left side has functional group Cl. It is haloalkane. Second one has functional group COOH. It is carboxylic acid. Next one has functional group OH. It is an alcohol. And the last one has functional group OH, that is also alcohol. Correct answer is option C, 3, because they represent three homologous series, haloalkane, carboxylic acid, and two of them are alcohol. Question 36. Which statement about ethene is correct? It has chemical formula C2H6. It is a wrong statement. Chemical formula of ethene is C2H4. It burns in excess oxygen, producing carbon dioxide and water. It is a correct statement. It reacts with bromine to produce an orange solution. It's a wrong statement because it decolorizes bromine solution. It reacts with oxygen to form ethanol. It reacts with water to form ethanol will be correct. So correct answer here is option B. It burns in excess oxygen, producing carbon dioxide and water. Question 37. Ethanol is manufactured by fermentation of sugars or by catalytic hydration of ethene. Which row states an advantage of each method? Source of sugar for fermentation is plants, so which is a renewable resource. Advantage of fermentation is uses renewable resource, and as for hydration of ethene, it is a continuous process. It is not a batch process. It goes on continuously. So option D is the correct answer. Fermentation uses renewable resource. Hydration is a continuous process. Question 38. Which statements about unsaturated hydrocarbons are correct? First, they contain both single and double bonds. It's a correct statement. They turn aqueous bromine from colorless to brown is a wrong statement because they turn brown aqueous bromine to colorless. Third statement, they can be manufactured by cracking, is a correct statement. So first and third are correct. So our correct option is B, 1 and 3 only. Question 39. Which polymers have same linkage between monomer units? Correct answer is option C, protein and polyamide. Both have amide linkage in them. Question number 40. The diagram shows partial structure of pterylene. From which pair of compounds is it made? Pterylene is made by reaction between dicarboxylic acid and diol. Hydroxyl from dicarboxylic acid and hydrogen from diol gets removed as water. So option A and C have dicarboxylic acid and diol, but if you compare them carefully, you will notice option A is the correct answer.